Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin, and just north of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Once again, today is Tuesday, October 8, 2013. I met up with my daughter Jackie over there at the McDonald's in Sheboygan. She biked me over the microphone. I hope it's sounding a little bit better now. Although it cost me $10 for Jackie to bike it, plus $17 worth of food for the house, because apparently my wife did not have time to prepare any food so before going to work. So it cost me $30. Well, it was $17 including mine, so $27. But it's okay. I don't have regular allowances for my kids. I just hope this microphone is plugged in properly. Yeah, I have no way to know it until I watch it later. Right now we are 393 miles away to Bridgeton, Missouri. Bridgeton, Missouri is about, I'd say, close to 30 miles northwest of St. Louis, Missouri. According to GPS, I am 6 hours and 32 minutes away from it. So I figured I'll be sleeping there. I'll be arriving there about 1 o'clock. They got really big truck parking there. I could do my 10-hour break over there. As I said earlier, the appointment on this one here is 6 a.m. So we'll see. By the way, I passed my DOT physical once again. Thank God for that. Hey, did you guys know that once a truck driver is taking my blood pressure pill, instead of 2 years of recertification of DOT physical, it's every year then. Once you take that blood pressure medication, then you're required to do an annual DOT physical. Otherwise, if you have no health issues whatsoever, then it's every 2 years. To my surprise, when I showed up at the when I showed up to do my DOT physical, I showed up at the building which I was last year. It turns out they moved last year. They've been gone at that place a year ago. So when I showed up over there this morning, luckily I left the house early enough. I showed up and all the doors were all chained up. Imagine that. So I had to go and search for the new building, new address. The new building is much more modern, much bigger. The one that they had the previous years was an abandoned school. Yeah, look at this. I'm uploading a video on YouTube right now, and for the life of me, I can't understand. We're in downtown Milwaukee, and it's still a 3G network here. I've been to middle of nowhere, and it's 4G. You'd think that they would have the 4G in a big, large city like Milwaukee. Not so. I think I better get over. To the left side where the sunset is, I don't know if you can see it, that big building on the left, that's actually the Milwaukee Brewers baseball stadium. Oh, four-wheelers. I guess it's called the Miller Parkway. Miller Park. That's what it's called. Miller Park, as in Miller Beer. Because Milwaukee is home to the Miller Beer. In fact, they call it the Beer City. I don't know much about other truck driver, but for me, to start my day at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon is not exactly the ideal hour for me to start, because that means I'll end up driving all night long. I tell you what, four-wheelers are fearless. They really are. They have no fear in trucks. Four-wheelers are the bravest people on earth. They don't mind cutting trucks off. Yeah. Sometimes this truck doesn't want to shift. I better get over. I ought to change my channel to the Sunset Chaser. There you go. Sunset Chaser. Seems like I'm always chasing the sunset. I've seen some beautiful sunsets out here. It's hard to imagine that North Dakota has already got snow. Eesh. Find that hard to believe. First week of October, it's snowing already. You gotta move over one more lane. We're gonna take 94 to 894 to 43 south. We're gonna be passing through Beloit, Wisconsin, and then to Rockford, Wisconsin, all the way down, no, Rockford, Illinois. Geez, I've only been off for 5 days and I already forgot all about that. Rockford, Illinois, Rochelle, Illinois, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be passing through Lincoln, Illinois. But before all that, we got to deal with this traffic. Aha. I think we can move over now. That was incredible when they tried to fix the PeopleNet today. They had to take this whole dash out just to figure out that there's the problem between just to figure out there's a problem between the display and the OBC, which is kind of the actual computer itself. Most of the hardware is hidden underneath the bunk, underneath the bed, and there's a wire that goes from here all the way loop to loop all the way to the back, the bottom of the bed, and I guess there's a loose wire in there somewhere. And of course they did not have the part today, so I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow and get it fixed, either tomorrow or Thursday. Last time I did this, remember I had to meet that driver in Illinois? His load ended up going to Dallas, which I could only take it as far as Chicota, Oklahoma, where a guy swapped trailers with me. His load ended up going to Houston, Texas. Speaking of Houston, Texas, the same friends of mine over there that I visited 2 weeks ago invited me for a birthday party for their son, October 26th. Oh, it was sad to reply that I could not make it. Hey, you guys want to hear something really aggravating? Something so foolish. Well, let me be harsh and to say and to use the word real real downright stupidity. See, according to DOT, if you're involved in an accident and the certain kind of an accident called DOT, I think it is, DOT. No, wait. What is it? Can't seem to get it, but if you get involved into an accident, even if it's not your fault, a preventable accident involves in the following. If somebody died, even though they rear-ended you doing 200 miles an hour, you're involved in a DOT preventable accident. If somehow you got rear-ended, or you rear-end somebody, but in this case, let's just deal with the beyond your control kind of an accident. If you're involved in a DOT preventable accident, somebody rear-ended you, somebody cut in front of you, and even the police will write it on your under accident report that you were not at fault. And if one of the vehicles or any of the vehicles that are involved in the accident had to be towed, that's a preventable accident. So once again, if somebody died, somebody got towed, regardless if it's your fault or not, as long as you were there and you got involved. I was told today that even if it's not your fault, the company will have to fire you because their insurance will not insure a driver who is involved in a preventable DOT accident. Now, how stupid is that? You can actually lose your job just because you're in the wrong time and the wrong place. Now, it's not DOT that mandates this. This is more like a company policy or the insurance kind of a thing. But, well, to begin with, DOT is the one that says it's a kind of a DOT law that if you're involved in an accident, just like I mentioned, regardless of if it's your fault or not, it still goes on against your CSA record. And you share some of that deduction of points of your company too. Let's just say you get a ticket, a speeding ticket, seatbelt ticket, or whatever kind of ticket. The DOT will, take points out of your license and also add some of that points into your company's safe stat score. So what companies do now is they're very, very selective when it comes to hiring a driver that has a lot of points against his CSA record, because once you hire that driver, then you basically, as a company, you basically own and share some of that stat. And to me, that's just pure stupidity, you know. I don't know how DOT comes up with all these law and rules, and how can you be penalized for something you did not do? It makes you wonder what the end game is. Who benefits of all that stuff? But yeah. Anyway, not much else here. I guess we'll cut it right here. I think this is really, really long. We'll catch you later. Johnny, be good here. Peace.